So this is the Poco F4 GT, and for the very first time, Poco has gone all out designing an impressive and powerful gaming smartphone. Now the Poco F4 GT is jam-packed with some great features and impressive specifications, powered by Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 with liquid cooling, 120Hz AMOLED display with 12 gigs of DDR5 RAM, 4700 mAh battery, 120 watt hyper fast charger included in the box as standard, and this phone also has quad stereo speakers supporting ATMOS, high-res audio and high-res audio wireless. Now me personally, I actually enjoy gaming on a smartphone. I play a lot of COD mobile, more than I actually should. I play at least 2 hours every day, that's the minimum, sometimes more. And it also helps when testing out smartphones, battery life, performance, gaming tests, etc. So what was the Poco F4 GT actually like after 30 days of real-time usage? Well, let's begin my pros and cons. So first of all, I really like the design and build quality. You have Gorilla Glass Victus on the front and a glass back. The color is called Stealth Black. You've got a subtle design. It's not over the top smartphone gaming design. It tries to look like a regular smartphone, although the words on the camera bump, freezing and speediest, is a bit weird, but the cool looking LED flash design certainly makes up for it. Now you do have rounded corners, and overall the phone does feel nice in the hands, especially during long sessions of gaming. And in the box you do get a handy silicone case to get you started. Next up, you are getting a beautiful display. That's 6.67-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display, giving you 120Hz refresh, and it supports HDR10 Plus, and you do have automatic dynamic refresh rate with the option for constant 60Hz or 120Hz. And you get 800 nits of peak brightness. The brightness is certainly not the highest for a gaming smartphone that we've seen lately. Also, the pixel density of 395 is also not very high, but that being said, I have never had any issues. In practical use, it's a nice display, it's great to look at, great for gaming, and also great for your entertainment watching videos and movies. Now this phone has impressive pop-up triggers. They are located on the right side of the phone with flick switches to open and close them. So every time you open them, you will hear a noise. And those sound effects for opening and closing can be customized with 4 choices. You've got bullet, sword, future and engine. I think I'm going to leave it on sword. Check this out. That sounds really good. Now those pop-up triggers can also have colored animations. Every time you open up a game and you press the trigger, you can have a colored animation displayed. Of course, this can be switched on and off if you find that annoying. Now these pop-up triggers are not just for gaming, they can be configured to open various shortcuts. For example, you can see here it says left and right trigger. Both triggers can be customized. So double press, you can choose any of these options. So I have double press set to open the camera, and press and hold will start screen recording. So that's quite useful for myself. The right trigger, if I double press it, it will start recording audio, and if I press and hold, it will open up my torch. I'll give you a quick demo. So if I double tap this side, you can see my sound recorder has opened. If I double tap the other side, it opens up the camera. So really nice that you are able to customize the triggers, so when you're not playing games, you've got a few shortcuts there. Also, if you open both triggers at the same time, it will take you straight to the game space, which is quite handy too. Now when it comes to gaming, especially third-person shooter games like COD Mobile and PUBG, the triggers make a massive difference. You're going to be much quicker at aiming and shooting when using triggers, and the triggers are also a decent size and they feel great to use. The triggers are very enjoyable to use, in fact. It makes you win most of the time, but the problem is, once you start using a gaming phone with really good triggers, going back to just regular touchscreen gaming is hard. You will get so used to the triggers. And I also want to add to that, I do prefer physical triggers as opposed to the touch triggers you get on other gaming smartphones, as you actually feel like you're pressing something and it feels a lot more console-like this way. So yeah, I love playing COD Mobile with this phone. Now the Poco F4 GT is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. So flagship chipset, very powerful performance. And if we have a quick look at my Antutu benchmark result, you can see we achieved 932K. So impressive performance from this smartphone. But in a gaming smartphone, performance means nothing without adequate cooling. The Poco F4 GT has exactly that. You've got LiquidCool 3.0 technology, which is a multi-layer cooling system consisting of graphite sheets with a large liquid cooling copper pipe. And this new Liquid 3.0 does a fantastic job for rapid heat dissipation. Now, I play COD Mobile at least 2 hours every day, and the phone never exceeds 40 degrees. So the cooling system is very effective, and most of us know that the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 runs hot. So this cooling system had to be vigorous and more advanced to be effective, and Poco nailed it. It just works as it should. Now, the gaming performance and experience was impressive throughout. You can play hours with consistent frame rates, and you're getting no performance drops, no throttling, no overheating. Now, that being said, the 480 Hz touch sampling is on the lower side, especially when competing with other gaming smartphones which have nearly 1000 Hz of touch sampling, although I did not really notice any difference, and the triggers also enabled me to achieve my win streaks. So all in all, gaming experience is fun and enjoyable. Now, battery life is interesting. We have a 4700 mAh capacity, which will easily last you a full day with normal use. And of course, gaming will naturally consume your battery life quicker. But saying that, I was surprised to be able to play COD Mobile for 1 hour and seeing only an 11% drop in battery life. And that's playing COD Mobile in the highest graphical and frame rate settings possible. So the battery life is pretty decent whilst you're gaming, so the gaming optimization is pretty good. But what makes things more sweeter is the 120 watt hyper fast charger included in the box. So that means in well under 20 minutes, you'll be back to 100% battery life. And that's not all, folks. You are getting a very thoughtful L-shaped Type-C charging cable, which is actually longer than most standard charging cables. This one is actually 1.5 meters in length, and it's so nice to be able to charge and play at the same time. And the actual charger is rounded as well, so it feels so comfortable against your hands. Now let's talk about the cameras. We have a very decent primary sensor. It's the 64 megapixel Sony IMX 686. And you can take some pretty decent looking point and shoot shots, especially in good lighting situations. This camera can also shoot 4K at 60 FPS, and the video quality looks good with especially good image stabilization. Now, this was quite a surprise to me, as most gaming phones don't give much attention to their cameras, especially video quality. But Poco have done a good job with the primary sensor. You can at least take decent photos and videos with the main sensor. Now, a few more positive points. You've got quad stereo speakers, which are not only nice and loud, but they also boast triple sound quality certifications. So this phone has Dolby Atmos, high-res audio, and high-res audio wireless certification. This phone also supports dual SIM 5G. There is built-in NFC, and you've got an upgraded IR blaster on the top. Another point to add is the side fingerprint sensor, which is built into the power button. Now, I'm not usually a fan of the side fingerprint sensor because they never really work as good as advertised. But guess what, guys? Poco have actually included a very decent fingerprint sensor, and 99% of the time it just unlocks without hassle. And I've only registered my fingerprint once, and it's brilliant. It just unlocks really fast. So very decent side fingerprint sensor. So those were my positives. Now it's time to check out the cons. So what's bad about this phone? Well, first of all, no audio jack included, which is a shame as gamers usually prefer that low latency audio, but at least you have the option for high-res audio wireless. Now, apart from the main sensor, the ultra-wide and macro are not great. You're going to get average or slightly below average results. Also, poor results in low light and night modes aren't great either. So apart from that primary sensor, I haven't been using the other sensors as much. Next caveat to mention is the bloatware. So yeah, some bloatware is included, but it's quite straightforward to uninstall them. Now, MIUI for Poco on a whole feels a little outdated, so you don't have any new OS features worth bragging about. And Poco only gives 1 to 2 years of ongoing Android updates, and they haven't clarified exactly how much, so you could get either 1 year or 2 year, so it's a lot less than the competition. Now, when you invest in a new phone, you usually expect a few years of ongoing Android and security updates. Furthermore, this phone does not have any microSD card expansion, and I believe your choices are limited to 128 and 256. So there is no 512 or 1 terabyte option, and also this phone does not have any IP rating. Now, another caveat that I have to mention is the price. The Poco F4 GT is currently selling for $699 on the official Xiaomi website, competing directly with Red Magic 7 Pro, which is $679, and the Black Shark 5 Pro, which is priced $639. And the most expensive from the bunch, the ROG Phone 5S, which comes in at $899. So Poco have priced their F4 GT a little higher than I expected it to be. It's not the cheapest gaming smartphone from the bunch, yet the Poco F4 GT comes with less RAM, slower touch sampling rates, smaller battery, and less brightness. These few disadvantages over the others should mean a cheaper base model starting price of, say, maybe $499. That would have been more fair and would have made it the cheapest gaming smartphone in the world. And because the price is $699, it makes me think, is it actually better than the Red Magic or Black Shark offerings? Well, I don't actually think it is. So there you have it, guys. That was my honest opinion of the Poco F4 GT after around 30 days of daily driving. Now, the one thing that has been done exceptionally well is the gaming and gaming performance. So no overheating, no throttling, consistently powerful throughout when playing your favorite games, even for many hours at a time. I also like the simple look of the phone. So without that super snazzy gaming design, which some people don't like, this is a good option for those who want a regular looking phone. This is like the Clark Kent of smartphones. So it looks simple on the outside, but it's actually got superpowers inside and is a powerful performing smartphone, no doubt about that. Now, I hope this dose of brutal honesty is all you guys need to make your informed decision. Any questions, or if I can help you further, do let me know in the comments. Would really appreciate if you guys could smash that like button for me to let me know that you are liking my efforts. Meanwhile, if I learn anything new about this phone, I will update you guys in the pinned comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have an amazing day. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.